You know, black people, my people, confuses me sometimes. Down there in Atlanta, what's going on down there in Atlanta with in Fulton County with the DAs? A lot of you guys down there are upset, right? Now you say we got to do something about this crime. These thugs and criminals are tearing up the community. Children are being shot, women are being harmed, young men are being unalived, and all this kind of stuff. And you're crying on there, you're calling out for help, right? So when you get a black police officers, black police chief, mayor, you get all kinds of black people in positions of power, right, in the city. And black people start doing things to clean up the city. Now you're saying they're being too tough on crime, right? I'm just confused. So you have the 4PF gang, Four Pockets Full, and the OMF gang only for my family, right? These guys are just tearing up. These guys are just just two gangs in Atlanta, tearing Atlanta up. Little kids are being unalive. They're just shooting at each other. The community is in fear. They shooting automatic rifles at each other back and forth, right? All on the streets of Atlanta. They done took over Atlanta, right? You got snitches, you got all kinds of stuff. So Little Baby is a rapper that wants to be affiliated, right? He's affiliated with the 4PF. He's a rapper. He's making money. Why do you need to be affiliated with a gang? Why do your name need to even come up with the gang, right? Why? Right? They say that he did a rap video on the ops turf, and they spun the block, shot, and two babies end up getting unalive, right? But before that, there was a whole bunch of unaliveness before that, right? Now, I'm confused with our people because we know for a fact, let's just say Little Baby may be innocent. Why are you affiliated with this 4PF gang, right? Why are any of y'all affiliated with the gangs? Let's revisit Atlanta news and let's look at what they're saying, and we'll come right back.
More than a half dozen alleged gang members are charged in the shooting deaths of two 13-year-old children and wounding an 11-year-old. Investigators say the deadly shooting of the innocent children stemmed from a bitter gang rivalry. Channel 2's Tom Regan joining us now live in Southwest Atlanta, where that shooting happened last July, Tom.
Yeah, Karen, as you can remember, the shooting of these three children shocked and saddened this entire community. Atlanta police vowed to track down those responsible, and after an investigation that spanned many months and included wiretapping, they made these arrests.
These individuals that we have shown indiscriminately opened fire on that apartment complex, resulting in these three children getting injured and killed.
Police say the 7 men arrested are gang members who were in the midst of a turf rivalry when they shot and killed two 13-year-old children, including Lamont Freeman, as they celebrated his birthday July 2nd.
The overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left two of our children in graves and a community in fear.
Investigators say the gang rivalry that led up to the shooting was sparked by an Atlanta-based rapper.
Decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings.
We obtained the arrest warrant. It states the string of homicides started with a shooting at a Little Baby rap video. Investigators say the gunfire that resulted in the children's deaths was a gang retaliation orchestrated by phone by someone behind bars.
There was a hit called by a high-ranking gang member on the opposite side of that opposing rapper's gang. And I'll tell you today, that gang was Goodfellas.
Some who live in the neighborhood welcome news of the arrest, but doubt it'll stop gang violence.
Shooting is not a problem. It's the people that come into the community that doesn't reside here. But, I mean, it's messed up what's going on.
The Atlanta office of the FBI assisted APD in this lengthy and very complicated investigation. We're told that 5 of those who were arrested were already in jail on other charges. Live in Southwest Atlanta, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
At least on top of this, Tom Regan, thank you so
As you can see, this crew, OMF, they're getting indicted, right? They're getting indicted by the feds. These guys are on wiretaps, talking about they want to take people out. They want to extort Little Baby for $5 million. They just on all kinds of things. They spending the block retaliating against the 4PF crew. So this, despite the 2 children being unalive, there's been a whole bunch of other shootings and other aliveness associated, right, with these gangs. This thing is going down. So now Kodak Black's lawyer, he chimed in, to explain, like, what's happening behind the scenes. He said they're trying to say Lil Baby is going to get indicted. We all know how that goes in Atlanta. Those prosecutors can't get out of their way. Another clown show if that happens, right? Then you have Sean Hoover, who manages the Georgia Public Defenders Council specialized unit on gun cases, says his office is actively preparing for racketeering indictment on 4PF and OMF cases, and that he expects Lil Baby to be indicted with others. I will run it in it. So they're coming at the Lil Baby. But then y'all remember Detective Rico, the woman who always showing her fake boobs and all that kind of stuff online, dressing real provocatively. Remember her in the YSL case she got on a stand in the grand jury and she testified to this.
All right, and this investigation began with your looking at the certain Instagram page, and whose was that?
The Instagram page belonged to Keontae Sanders, also known as Midnight.
Okay. And while looking at that page, you found some direct message communications, one of which showed a disappearing message between Mr. Sanders and somebody named Mr. Smith.
Once I received his Instagram returns back, yes.
Okay, and what did that message consist of?
It was a photo that Mr. Smith had taken of himself, but had put the word J-Shot across it and sent it in the disappearing message mode.
All right, this is what's coming up now is already admitted into evidence. Is this the message that was sent?
It is.
And so that was Martavius Smith sent that to Mr. Sanders?
He did.
All right, now, what was significant about that to you?
I knew that J-Shot or John Smith was a close associate of the leader of 4PF, Dominique Lil Baby Jones.
And 4PF, as you testified already, was a gang that you recognized as being in a rivalry with the Goodfellas, and in particular the Only My Family subset of the Goodfellas?
And their associates, yes.
Okay. And how did you know this about John J-Shot Smith, that he was a member of 4PF?
He can be seen out there on his Instagram. He can be seen pictured with Mr. Jones. He frequents the area where the homicide occurred as well. He's filmed a music video out there.
So the music video, is that something that you've seen?
It is.
Where'd you see it?
I believe it was on the YouTube account belonging to Mr. Smith.
All right, and permission to publish a brief clip of that video, Your Honor?
Granted.
All right.
You're gonna play a video.
Investigator Viverito, if you'll look at the, there we go, at the monitor in front of you. Is this the music video that you were referring to?
I'd have to see the title of it.
This beat go crazy.
J-Shot Who Want Problems music video?
Yes, that's the one I'm referring to.
All right. And there are certain shots of this video that are at the 1043 Spark Street location?
Yeah, one just flashed on the screen.
Okay, so we've already seen a portion of that then?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you saw this video, and then you saw that the artist that's depicted in this video, John J. Smith, was also the person depicted in the disappearing message. And on what day was that message sent?
Sent on June 30th. I believe it was read on July 1st. There's the wiretap target, an unidentified gentleman that goes by the name Unk, or he's being referred to as Unk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to object to this slide again. If they're about to play the call, but her conclusions and her interpretation is not the evidence.
Well, I think she was just identifying who was on the call, so I'm going to overrule. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, what's up, huh? Oh, what's going on? Man, them folks, like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominic Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
So you got women going undercover, getting information on you guys. They got you guys online, claiming affiliation to gangs in your music. You talking about hits that went on and in your music, swinging the block to get back. They got wiretaps on you guys. I keep trying to tell you that there's no privacy, right? There's no more privacy. The urban criminal is obsolete, and y'all still want to be bang bang anywhere gang gangsters. It don't work like that. They coming for you, right? They coming for you, right? They got everything at their disposal to use against you, and you're just giving it to them. You're giving it all to them. You're claiming affiliation to a gang. So now you're claiming conspiracy, right? Because you're down with them. So when something go down, you may have information. Like, this thing gets real crazy. But then you had this brother online. He's really eloquently breaking this down, right? He's explaining how this stuff is going to go down and what they're coming for. Check this out.
Lil Baby might be in real trouble. This one's heating up quick. When I saw the reports today, I doubled back to a video I dropped when I first started this channel. I had already caught wind of the whispers, but I had no idea it would escalate this fast. Now they're talking about indictments, a full Rico, and it could hit within 90 days. You're probably wondering, what's Lil Baby involved in that's got the feds circling like this? Well, how about, these are Lil Baby's real ops, the Goodfellas, the arch nemesis of 4PF. And right now, they're in the middle of getting hit with a federal Rico. The thing that really pushes the feds to move, the death of two young kids, Jacoby Davis and Lamont Freeman, both just 13 years old. They were tragically killed when the Goodfellas tried to spin the block on 4PF, Lil Baby's crew. That moment right there, that was the turning point. That's when law enforcement decided, nah, we're taking all this to court. You might have heard about this already, but let's line it up before we get to what dropped today, because it's big. Atlanta PD is now holding Lil Baby accountable. They're saying his lack of action, cowardice, played a role in these 13-year-olds losing their life. They're putting that on him directly.
Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of two children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
Police are putting this on Lil Baby, saying he sparked the chain of events that led to the death of two 13-year-olds. It started when he filmed a video in the Ops Hood, a place he had no business being. That video shoot got shot up, 2 people were hit, and from there it escalated. 4PF allegedly spun the block, fired back, and killed a Goodfellas affiliate named Trevante Turner. Then Goodfellas retaliated, spun back on 4PF, and in the process, they shot up the neighborhood and killed 2 innocent 13-year-olds. And now, cops are saying Lil Baby's move into that territory is what kicked all this off.
Authorities say a high-ranking member of the Goodfellas gang who was incarcerated orchestrated the attack using a smuggled cell phone. Following those instructions, the suspects opened fire at an apartment complex where the 3 young teens were gathered to celebrate Freeman's birthday. Police say they weren't the target.
Here's where things get real for Lil Baby. Goodfellas got caught. The feds came through and rounded up the whole crew. All the dudes allegedly involved in the death of those 2 children. Now that the Goodfellas are arrested, the spotlight is slowly shifting back to Lil Baby.
Kids were innocent victims. So when we talk about the gang involvement, these 2 13-year-olds and this 11-year-old, they didn't have a gang involvement.
Those arrested were identified.
I'll say this to you young people out there, right? If you're listening. Everything is on a computer grid. They got sonic machines and cameras, right? And these machines that when there's gunshots, it could pick it up and detect it, and it could detect the area where the gunshots are coming from and alert the police to that area. They got cameras, infrared cameras that can see through cars and clothes and see if you got a firearm in your car. They got cameras that take pictures, that take automatic pictures of your license plate, right? Your car, they got everything. You are getting caught. You're getting caught. They literally, when you're on the highway or you're riding from county to county, they got cameras that take a picture of your license plate and put it in the database, right? So you go commit a crime, spin the block, come back. They got the bullets sounds in the air, right? So they know the direction. So now they can tell the direction of where the gunshots is coming from. So now once it directs them to that, it'll give them a direction to all the cars in that area, right? And the license plates. So they already got you. They got you. If you spinning off or driving erratically trying to get away from a scene after the shooting, they're going to pick that car up on camera. You're not getting away. This ain't 1995. This ain't 85. This 2025. And you still want to claim that you are part of a gang? They got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of technology. You're getting caught. You're getting caught. So you still want to be a part of a gang. You still want to be bang bang anyway, gang. Like, you can't be mad at Atlanta. You can't be mad at Atlanta for wanting to put you away. I don't like everything that Fannie Willis does, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite too. If you say that we need black people in positions and we need black people to clean up the community, then you got to clean up the community. And if these guys don't want to change from their wicked ways, they still want to be gangsters, then they got to go. They got to go. There was unaliving of 2 young children. Somebody got to pay for that. They got wiretaps of gang activity. You're going to jail. That's just the bottom line. So I support the black people down there in positions of power in Atlanta. If they don't want to listen, they want to harm other black people, lock them up. Period, point blank. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till next time. Peace.